What up, what up? Welcome back. Shout out to all of you guys who tapped on this video. I want to thank those of you who are back. Those of you who've been supporting the channel, who've been watching the videos, liking, commenting, etc. I want to thank you guys for all your support. Those of you who are here for the first time, I want to thank you for giving me the chance. And please go ahead and subscribe to the channel, like and comment on the videos. I have a lot more coming, but I need your support. And if I do get your support, trust me, I'm going to grow this big. But without further ado, let me get on to what today's topic is about. And I want to talk about secure your posts. Secure your posts. And what I mean by that is, as we all know, right, whenever, depending on, the location that you're working at, wherever or whatever jurisdiction you have of the location where you work, you are told, or at least you should be told, what is your post, right? Meaning if it's at a particular door, if it's in a particular, room or area, if it's outside, it all depends on where your post is, but you're supposed to be told what and where your post is and how far it actually goes, right? So now, with that being said, once you know what your post is, yes, you guard your post, but you have to remember, and I touched on this on the previous episode, episode 3, you go check that out. Remember that your job is to be a deterrent, right? Your job ain't to go play cop, ain't to go play superhero, or even worse, try to play gangster while you're on the job. That is not your job description. But I'm not going to get into that because, like I said, I got into that in the previous episode. Go ahead, check that out if you need to. Today, I'm talking about securing your posts. And what I mean is that no matter what happens, right, depending on what location you're working, you're going to have, those people, those customers or guests, whatever you want to call them, who come into the store and they might challenge you, right? People have different ways of challenging security, or law enforcement for that matter. But it's up to you if you fall for it or not. Now, regardless of what the situation turns out to be, right? Or whatever it is, whatever is said to you, whatever is done in the store, obviously if something is done to you, you have a right to defend yourself. So I'm not saying don't defend yourself. I want to be clear on that. But defending yourself also has a limit, right? Where it goes from defending yourself to now attacking. And that brings me back to the topic of today, which is securing your post. If somebody comes into the store, to the restaurant, whatever it is that you're supposed to be securing, they come in, they have something to say, whether it's to you, the staff, or even someone else in the store, yes, your job is to do something about it. And when I say do something, I mean de-escalate. I don't mean jump in and try to play hero or nothing like that. I mean literally just de-escalate. And if that doesn't work, then you follow protocol, which is you call the police, you call the authorities, and then have them handle it. Of course, you do all this while in communication with whoever's in charge of the location or the post that you're working. You see what I'm saying? But now, let's just say the situation escalates, right? It's out of your hand. And now the individual or whoever it is that's causing the problem decides to go overboard. Again, yes, you have a right to defend yourself, of course. But I've witnessed personally, and I've seen videos, I'm sure you've seen videos all over social media, of security guards constantly leaving their posts to try to either get back at the person who offended or who did something, or simply on an ego trip, right? Where you feel like, nah, I gotta do something, right? I can't let, and these people watching and they recording and I can't let this person get away. Nah, bro. If you're smart, the only thing that you need to be worried about, besides obviously not leaving your post, is being safe, right? At the end of the day, as I mentioned also in another video, I mentioned your job other than going to work and to make your money, your job is to make it back home safe. You see what I'm saying? If you everything and anything that deviates or takes you away from that, you should avoid at all costs. I don't care what anybody say to you. I don't care what they do. I don't care what the situation is, right? Self-preservation is number one. Stay safe, right? You have nothing to prove to either the person that, the staff of the location that you're working. You have nothing to prove to the people who are around. You have nothing to prove to those who may be recording. And you don't have nothing to prove to even your own employer, right? Who at times, they will gas you up into doing things. And then when you do it, they are the same people who would turn around and fire your ass. Because no one wants to deal with the liability of a hothead. Nobody wants to deal with the liability of someone who is proven to go off or do more than they're required or supposed to do. No one wants to deal with that type of liability. You see what I'm saying? So again, someone do something to you or somebody, does something in the store, whatever, and they're leaving, and I just said this to someone not too long ago. If the problem is leaving, right, the person comes in, they say something or do something to the staff or even to you, right? Yes, if you have to, you defend yourself. But if someone just says something or do some type of clown act or even insults anyone or even you, and they're leaving, let them leave. Let them leave. Because you want problems to go away. I have literally seen people that after the problem is literally walking out the door, they go after them. And I'm not even talking about just security. I've seen staff members, I've gotten into it with other people, with staff people, about doing things like that. Why are you following the problem? That makes no sense to me. If the person, or in this case, the problem, is leaving, I don't care what they said, I don't care what threat they may have made, I don't care what it is. If they threw something, if they broke something, whatever it is, if they are leaving the store, leaving your location, leaving your post, you let them leave. You let them leave. And you do not go following them. I don't care what the staff may tell you. Oh, go after him, or get that back. No, that is not your job. Your job is not to recover lost items. Your job is not to go chase anyone for anything. That is not your job. Do not leave your post. You are not supposed to leave your post under any circumstances. And anyone who tells you or asks you to do so, you should report that person. You should. And that person should suffer the consequences for asking or telling you to leave your post, especially if it comes with a threat. Especially if they try to threaten you and say, oh, I'm going to call your supervisor and say you didn't do your job. Call them and then I'll explain. And then, of course, it is also up to some of you, supervisors and employers, to have your security guards back. Because if someone calls and say, oh, your security guard didn't do his job, don't just remove him. Ask, what was the job that what was the job that you expected him to do? What happened? You see what I'm saying? Because you deserve an answer too. You don't just go by whatever, the staff says. Granted, most times than not, the staff be right because, we do have, and us security guards, we got to admit, we do have a lot of hotheads, a lot of people looking for action in this line of work, which is, to me, is just stupid. Because why would you go in the line of work that could be potentially dangerous, right? And not safe. And you know that, especially if you're in New York, the laws aren't on your side, in case you didn't know that. The laws are not on your side. So you get into something, even if you meant it with good intention, you could potentially not only lose your job, but you could catch a case. You really could. And guess what? If you do, no one's coming to help you. Sorry to say, but no one's really coming to help you. That's just the truth. I don't care what they tell you. Oh, we've got your back. No, they don't. Oh, they've got your back until shit hits the fan, and then everybody turn their back because, again, no one wants to deal with the liability. So I'm gonna just keep it at that for today. I don't want to, drag it along. But again, mind your posts. And as the old saying goes, don't let nobody, or anything for that matter, trick you off your corner. And by corner, I mean trick you off your posts. So that's all I have for you for today. Thank you, those of you who checked in. Thank you for watching. Please go ahead and drop a comment if you have anything to say, even if you disagree with what I have to say. Go ahead. I'll answer to you, right? We could make this a conversation. I'm okay with that. That's what I'm here for, right? Go ahead and, support the video. Share it if you have to. If you know someone who, struggles with this type of situation in this line of work, go ahead and share the video to him or her, right? And please, I really appreciate it. Subscribe to the channel, right? Please subscribe to the channel and encourage someone else to subscribe to the channel so we can have this grow and we can turn this into something great, not only for me, but for all of us as we deal with our experiences on a daily basis. So with that being said, thank you. Happy Monday. Stay safe. And I'll check in with y'all in the next video. I'm out.